Hey, this is Taylor here at Truck World RVA. Today we're going to take some time and look at this 2019 Ford F-550. Has a little under 180,000 miles on it. It is a two-wheel drive truck, extended cab configuration, 6.7 Powerstroke diesel, made it to the 6-speed automatic transmission. It has an 11-foot Knapheide KMT1-11 service body on it, a stellar 7630 crane, so a 7,500 pound lifting capacity, a 30-foot two-stage hydraulic extension, hydraulic outriggers, one set of drawers, and a hydraulic air compressor. Again, it is a 2019 model truck. Exterior work lights all the way around. It does have the mount on top to add a welder on if you'd like. The goal of these videos is to show you everything about the truck as if you were here looking at it in person. So the first half I'm going to go through and we'll look inside all the bins. I'll point out any of the cosmetic imperfections on the exterior. The second half we'll do a cold start, drive, and then demo all of the equipment on it. If you need any additional photos, videos, or information, feel free to call or text 804-716-8487. My goal is for expectations and reality to match up. So like I said, I'm going to point out anything I see on the truck, cosmetically or otherwise, that's worth pointing out. But if you need any additional information, feel free to call anytime. This was a one-owner, fleet-owned truck. It came to us from down south. There's no rust whatsoever on the truck. The service body does have its original paint intact. It's not one that we have sandblasted and repainted. There are some imperfections on the bed, which I'll show, but nothing too major. So again, it is extended cab configuration. You do have the rear seats in the cab. They're in good shape, as is the floor. No rips or tears in the vinyl. You have your factory Stellar remote. It's rechargeable. So right down there on the recharging cradle, and then extra battery down there under the remote handle. Power locks, power windows, cruise control, factory exhaust brake. Overall, very clean interior, a little bit of grease staining up in the headliner. Very little wear on the seats, no rips or tears in the vinyl itself. Now this truck's been fully gone through and serviced. I do know that we did the upper oil pan on it. We did a bunch of other service work as well. So everything we did will be in the write-up on the ad wherever you see this truck listed. If you'd like, I can send over parts and labor receipts for everything we did to the truck. It has brand new steer tires, looks like new drive tires. We use all OEM parts. Anything we find that needs addressed, we take care of. And again, I can send over receipts for all the work just completed. No rock chips that I can see on the front of the hood. No dings or dents on the chrome bumper. There may be some residual oil left over on the undercarriage. As mentioned, we did repair a couple different oil leaks. I know we did the upper oil pan. I think we did injector seals as well. But again, check the ad for the full list. I can't remember everything off the top of my head. This is not a scratch. These are just wires that are running up to that strobe that's mounted on the headache rack. Again, it is a KMT1-11 Knapheide brand service body. It does have the bed liner applied to the top and the fronts of the bins, so that saves it from rock chips and whatnot. A little bit of paint wear on this front corner of the hinge here, and then the main damage on this compartment. You see this paint peel right here on the passenger one torch compartment door, and then a little bit of damage to the hinge down here, as well as this bottom piece of metal down at the very bottom. So these doors open and close as they should. They latch, lock, and seal as they should, but you do have a little bit of paint damage, and then this hinge is just bent right here, and then a little bit into right here, and a little crease right here behind the passenger 3 compartment door. Let's take a look inside the torch body. So you have your racks and your straps to secure your torch bottles there. And then again, there's no rust in this bed. All the bin floors are dry. 2 sets of shelving on the left-hand side. It does have the inner tabs, so you can move these shelves up and down as you'd like. Relocate the height, position of them, add more shelves if you'd like. Again, bin liner on all the bin tops as well as inside of the bed. One more shelf inside the passenger 2 compartment here. As I mentioned, all of the drive tires are new, so new drive tires across the rear. Bed floor is nice and dry. You do have this shelf that does not extend all the way over, and then kind of this, I don't know, little bolt slide thing here. We'll probably remove both of these, so this compartment will be open. There's no shelving, and that is just trash. It's not really worth keeping. All the door shocks are the spring shocks. They are all nice and tight and hold the doors open as they should. Crane compartment, you have this scratch that runs down the back side of the handle here. Inside of here, you have your Reelcraft hose reel, your outrigger levers, your main body power on or off, air regulator and dryer, and then your body control panel here that sends power to the crane, compressor, lighting. It does have the master lock slide here. There are keys for this padlock inside the truck. It'll just go with it. You push this in, put the padlock through, it'll lock this entire side all at once. You can also, of course, individually lock them off the key cylinders, but if you want to additionally lock the whole side with a padlock, you're able to there. The crane side outrigger extends hydraulically. The non-crane side does not. Pretty large workbench rear bumper. Some more paint damage on the bumper. Pass-through bin here. As is usual, the bumper kind of takes the brunt of the damage in terms of paint peel and chips and whatnot. You do have a tow hitch receiver here in the middle, 2 steps. Pretty good size workbench bumper. Has a little lip here to grab onto as well. Kind of step down on both ends. You have your exterior work lighting, your mount up here for a welder, and then some other shelving parts inside of the truck. Might be able to make that one shelf over the passenger wheel well a little bit longer, and make one shelf out of that that's in there. Driver rear compartment has one shelf inside of it. The driver wheel well compartment, you have a set of these just kind of plastic bolt bins. Not the greatest, but totally usable. So I'll leave those in. They can either stay, or you can put a real set of bolt bins in there down the line. You have a scratch down here along the bottom of the D2 door, and this compartment houses your large set of CTech drawers. Nice wide set of drawers here, 2 shelves on the right hand side. These drawers are not new, they came with the truck, but they're super clean. All the matting is in good shape. And then up top is your Boss BA440 hydraulic air compressor. That about wraps up the cosmetic portion of this demo video. Again, if you do have any questions, feel free to call or text anytime. I'm going to go ahead and take the truck for a drive now, and then we'll run all the equipment on it. 179, 496 on the miles. 6173 total engine hours. 2519 idle hours. Pretty hot out here today. AC blows nice and cold. Does not have to be on full power. It's plenty cold for 85-degree weather. As soon as the weather turns and it starts getting warm, it's when we notice all the stuff that's needed AC that just got missed. But this one, like I said, the AC works great. On this truck in particular, none of the compartments have interior lighting. However, there is wiring to add lighting if you desired. You have the front corner light on the driver front compartment. It shines out of this driver's side. It does have front mounted strobes inside of the grille. Those are on. You have one passenger compartment, top mounted light there to light up the passenger side. And then coming along to the back, you have the built-in strobes and your reverse lights, as well as two more LED floodlights to light up the rear. So pretty good lighting besides not having compartment lighting. All the lighting is operated off of this body control panel. So you turn all your lights on here, as well as send power to the crane or the compressor. Parking brake is set. I'm gonna hop in the truck and turn on the PTO. I'll take the remote out of its recharging cradle and we'll run the crane. The outriggers are controlled off these levers here. So again, PTO is on, up or switch 1. For the PTO. Super quick function on the outriggers. They are now fully deployed. One thing to note is that you do have to select crane on this light up pad here for the remote to link when you power on. If the crane's not on, this will just show not linked. It is a factory wireless, fully proportional control, so you can control the speed off the trigger there. Open hook design on the pulley block, so I can throw this straight up in the air. I'll let the winch down and that pulley block will fall right off of the boom. Again, it's a 7630, so it does have 30 feet of full extension. Two-stage hydraulic extension out to that max reach of 30 feet. Super quick operation on the crane, very smooth. We'll get it fully extended here and take a look at the extension cylinder. Again, excellent speed control off that trigger. I'm a pretty big fan overall of Stellar products. The cranes seem to hold up well. Parts are very easy to get. I have people all the time ask me which I prefer. A lot of the times it all comes down to preference, but as it goes, I'm typically pretty happy with Stellar, both their service department, parts availability, and just the longevity of the cranes. Obviously see a little bit of everything, and I see how they all break. So that's just my random thought while I'm running this crane out. Monster of a crane. That's full extension out to 30 feet. Inner boom is nice and pretty clean down both sides. Still have a little bit of wear left in the wear pads. Not super thick. This one's pretty thick. That end one's not crazy thick, but tons of life left in them nonetheless. This is full speed operation, pretty good speed overall on the crane. Again, you can slow it down as need be. Even fully extended, it does not have that much slop in the rotation. I'm gonna go ahead and stow this and then we'll run the compressor. Now you can command the compressor on off this. This is the auxiliary switch. You pull this down. That'll command the compressor to cut on. Up to just shy of 160 psi. Come over here to this toggle on this side. This will shut the truck off. Turn it right back on. PTO comes on. You can go right back into running the crane. So everything's controlled off the remote, which is super nice. Again, this remote goes on the recharge cradle inside of the truck as well. Rechargeable lithium batteries in there, so that'll keep it charged up. Come back to your compartment, turn off everything inside of this panel, and then this is the main Power shuts off power to this so you don't drain your truck batteries down. Master disconnect there. That about wraps it up. Once again, it's a 2019 Ford F-550, 179,000 miles, 11-foot KMT1-11 service body, stellar 7630 crane, really nicely equipped truck all the way around. If you do have any questions, feel free to call or text anytime. 804-716-8487. Again, this is Taylor at Truck World RVA, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video.